on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Well, today we wanted to start off the video just by mentioning what has happened recently in our country, in our home province, and yeah, it's been a sad day in Canada.
Yeah, if you haven't been following the news, just Google either Canada or Nova Scotia and you'll find it right away. There was a horrible incident that happened, one of the worst things that's happened in the country in a long time, and to put on top of everything that's already happening with the pandemic, it's just awful news. So we just wanted to say like our thoughts, all our love, everything we're sending back home to everybody in Nova Scotia.
So today we're gonna try to go on a positive note here with the video and talk about just how the Filipino people have been making our time here for this whole lockdown, this quarantine during COVID-19, just a little easier. We're very grateful, and we'll get into that as we get through the video.
So the goal for today is to make this video as positive as possible. I think we all need an extra dose of positivity right now. And we were discussing what is the most positive things in our lives at the moment. And it occurred to us that possibly the best thing, the most positive thing, and the happiest thing are Filipino people themselves.
So one more positive thing in our lives right now that we are not taking for granted is this location, is the beach. It's just unbelievable. The water today here in the Philippines, here in El Nido, is just a whole other level of blue. It's absolutely stunning. We're very, very grateful. And by the way, if you happen to be new around here, I'm Trevor, this is Anna, we're the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to follow along on our kind of quarantine adventures here. And if you're not new, it's very nice to see you guys again.
So let's get back to talking about Filipino people. We're Canadians, I think you guys probably know that already, and I know Canadians are probably one of the most famous people for being really friendly and kind. We're known for that.
Yep.
But I don't know if Filipinos get enough credit for how nice they are, how friendly they are, how happy they are. They're probably the happiest people we've ever come across in all of our travels.
I'd say it's a whole other level of happiness. Just to give you guys an example, and at some point maybe we'll try to get some people doing this on camera, but that'll be tricky. But Filipinos just walk around singing all the time. And at first we've heard this and I thought it would just be like one place, but no, it's all of them. They're always dancing and they're just always smiling. So it's a whole other level of nice, honestly. I mean, us Canadians are nice and smiley, but here they're very nice and they're also very helpful. And just some of the ways that they have helped us out in this quarantine. One of the hotels we stayed at when we first got here, even now we're still in touch with them and they've been helping us get local news here.
Yeah, because at the very beginning especially, is like there was different rumors going around. We didn't know what was true, what wasn't. It was very confusing and nobody really knew. It was at the very, very beginning of the quarantine and the lockdown, so there was a lot of confusion, and they were just so helpful and so nice about getting information to us, about getting us food.
Food is a big one. Even to this day, they still, the first hotel still sends us messages on WhatsApp on places that are open and are doing delivery. And just some of the other things, you know, in one video, a couple videos ago, when I went into town, I mentioned that we like coffee a lot, and we were trying to find some really good, like local proper coffee. And I've gotten messages already about some shops that are open now that are discounting their beans, and we're going to try to get that at some point.
Yeah, and I know we had mentioned to you guys that tourism officers came to speak to us, which sounds kind of scary when you say that. Like, people showed up at the door and
it was
said,
scary at first.
We want to talk to you, and we're like, oh, what did we do? What's the problem here? But they were so nice, friendly, helpful, informative. And then when Trevor saw them again, you guys probably saw in a couple videos ago, he went to go get a new pass. They were again really super helpful and just people that, you know, are kind of authoritative, is that the right word? You think would be kind of scary or intimidating, but no, they're super, super nice people.
They've been making our life easier. All this has been making our life easier.
And lastly, so many Filipinos have started following us here on YouTube, following this adventure. I don't know if that's the right word for what we're going through right now with this quarantine and all our videos. And obviously most of you guys have never met us in person, But a few videos ago, we were trying to figure out our SIM cards, how to top things up, and we were a little bit confused, and so many people sent us messages of help. I just couldn't get over it. It was just amazing. No one's ever done that before in quite the same capacity. Like, people were leaving comments, people emailed, people messaged us on Facebook, and people even like sent us DMs on Instagram on
There was probably over, what, 100 or 200 messages?
Yeah, just on how to top up your SIM cards. It was so nice. And by the way, you should follow us on Instagram if you're not doing that already.
So a few of you guys have been asking to show you more of these little rock pools with the little tiny fish. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. Probably not. They blend right in, but it's so neat, and they get stuck in here. It must be terrifying for the poor little guys. But one thing, people are fishing here sometimes at low tide.
We've noticed, especially around sunset, when tide's really low, there's loads of people out here with little bags, and they're picking something up. And is it like clams, something like that? Maybe you guys can let us know if you know the answer to that.
Well, I am now on my way to the store. I got my new mask on, and this is the mask that the nice Filipino tourism officer gave me when I was in town a few videos ago. The only thing is, I find this really hot. I actually found it a little more cool with my shirt wrapped around my face, but I do have to say thank you for that. If you're watching, sir, really, really appreciate the kind gesture. So a lot of you guys liked, when I went to town, you liked just seeing some of the local village, so this is kind of it. This is just kind of the main street, and the further we get down, there's a little store that I always shop at. So one thing we're thinking about doing is doing a snack video, and what we need help with is what kind of snack should we try if we actually do a video on YouTube about it. I don't even know what is Filipino and isn't, but I kind of want to try some of these snacks. Look at all this stuff. So let me know what you guys think of that. What do you think if we tried some snacks? Filipino snacks. We need your help because, like I said, we have no idea what to try. So it's kind of fun. Over here, there's some people playing basketball, so that's probably what you hear. But I'm gonna have to slowly make my way back to the hotel now because it's so hot out. So we are now back in our swing chair, and you guys know what this means. It's time for Q&A in the quarantine videos, and if you don't know how this works, the way it actually works is if you ask a question down below in the comments, we will do our best to answer 3 questions per video. But I have to point out one thing. It's 32 degrees today. It's so humid. We're both sweating a lot, so you just might have to deal with
sweating.
That. What? Okay, I'm sweating a lot.
Just kidding. I actually pulled these questions before we even really talked about what the video was going to be about today, so this one's actually very fitting. It's from Portly Travelers. They said, here's my question. What are the positive things about being in isolation right now?
Well, that's a really good question, and I'm sure this is probably one that you can all relate to because well, we're all stuck inside, that's for sure, but there's a lot of positive things. I know one thing for us, we're getting a lot more work done. So
yes, we're being very productive.
We have a list of things we always wanted to get around with our channel and just with our whole social media presence online that we wanted to do, and now we're finally getting to it because we just have so much more time. Also, we're getting to make way more videos for you guys, which is good because it helps us with our editing skills. We never thought we could produce videos like this as well, so it's kind of
so different from what we normally do. And it's it takes a lot more different type of thought. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just if you're wondering what we mean by that, usually we make the videos about the destination with us in it. This time it's kind of flipped.
Yeah.
It's about us in the destination we're stuck in.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's very fun. Other things that we have found, we're talking to way more of our friends and family and just people in general.
Yeah, video chats,
text messages, Facebook, Twitter, you name it.
And even people we haven't talked to in ages have reached out to see how we are. It's so nice. It's like we're reconnecting with people, and it's nice.
I think everybody just has that feeling. You want to be connected, but we can't. And I'm sure all the online apps are, pretty high trafficked right now. And I know one thing, Zoom, the Zoom conferencing app is certainly doing very well.
For sure. And we already kind of talked about it, but just enjoying the view every day.
Yeah.
This view is unbelievable, and we take definitely a good amount of time every day to enjoy it.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, question number 2 from Dwayne Westmoreland. This is not about your quarantine, but if you went to another Caribbean island, what would it be? I would like to visit St. Kitts.
Oh,
You've been
St.
to St.
Kitts. St. Kitts is beautiful, but I'll tell you what the gem is of St. Kitts is Nevis. It's right.
It's like the sister island.
It's like a sister island. Yeah, Nevis is absolutely beautiful. So if you go to St. Kitts, make sure you go to Nevis. I'm sure you know that anyway. Now,
God, there's so many. There's so many Caribbean islands, and I would like to visit all of them, to be honest.
I think one we have chatted about a lot over the years, we've never gotten around to going, is Antigua.
Antigua. I don't know if we say Antigua or Antigua.
Oh, or Antigua. Well, maybe it is Antigua. Maybe you guys can let us know. Actually, now that you say that, I think it is Antigua. There's so many other islands, but what's...
Yeah, Anguilla. I don't know if that's the way to say that one either, but it looks like it has gorgeous beaches. Grenada.
Here we go. How do you say
Oh,
it?
and there's the one next to it called Carriacou or something
Yeah.
like that. It looks really small.
Not
and
Curacao. If you look at them, how the spelling's very close. So there are some more Caribbean islands that we want to get to, and it was one of our goals this year to get back to the Caribbean. If you've been watching for a long time, you know that we're going to make our way back down there eventually. We know how you like watching those videos, so we will promise we will get there at some point. But yeah, there's some of the islands that we're big fans of in the Caribbean.
All right, next question from Zondelera. The dynamic range of your camera is insane. What's your camera?
Well, that's a great question. I know, I'll try to keep it short because I know a lot of you are not camera junkies.
And I'm just going to tell you, this came from the All Alone in El Nido video, which we used 2 different cameras in that video. Which we don't normally do.
So we use Canon cameras. That's basically it. We have 2 cameras we shoot on. The main one is this one. It's a Canon M50. It's a mirrorless camera. We have 3 lenses for it. We usually use this one that's on here right now. And how we started out was with the Canon G7X. It's like a point-and-shoot pocket camera. It has a flip-out screen. I consider it honestly one of the best vlogging cameras on the market. So the day I went into town, I used that as well.
It's a lot smaller. Yeah.
It's a lot smaller. We still use our iPhone too, believe it or not. Sometimes if we're in just places that are hard to get shots with a big camera, I'll just take out the iPhone, put it on video mode, and just kind of pan slow or just do some things that I do with the big camera. So there are our main 3 cameras we use, counting the phone. And you know, we're always thinking about other future cameras, but we're pretty happy, especially with this Canon M50.
All right, you want to do a bonus question again today?
Bonus
since we get so
question.
many questions. This actually came from someone that asked a question in a couple videos ago, Megan Kerr, someone I know from real life. She asked, are there other, well, she said, we mentioned following a routine is best possible to keep help with stress. Are there other things you do to de-stress or stave off boredom?
Well,
So that routine, like we said, has become very, very important, but
Yes.
like exercising, really important. We try to do it, I say 5-6 times.
5-6 times a week. That is like one of our biggest routines.
Yep.
Items for sure.
And it's a good de-stressor.
Yep.
I always spend at least an hour a day reading a book. Just takes my mind off everything. I watch shows. You edit videos.
I edit a lot more videos, so that is part of the routine. Videos take a while to do. These videos take a little less
But
time.
is it a de-stressor?
For me, it is because it's a creative outlet. So you heard me say before that I've just always been, I guess, a creative person, and I love making things. So for me, all these videos have been a lot of fun to create. And now, as far as things when I'm specifically not making a video, I love just kind of laying in a chair and honestly not doing too much with some music on and listening to stuff, easy, chill music, like I'm talking like Bonobo and things like that, just really relaxing beats, laid back beats, let's say. And then when I'm on my own and I'm just watching, I watch a lot of YouTube, so I might switch over to my own account and just watch things like some tech gear reviews. I'll watch camera like Peter McKinnon, MKHB, HD. He's just awesome to watch for new tech gear. So I just keep up with things like that. I can't forget Joe Rogan podcast. So just stuff to take me out of the situation I'm in, just to kind of go into another world.
Occupying your mind a little bit. Yeah. With the state of the world at the moment and so many awful things, horrible news happening, we hope we at least put a smile on your face for a second or gave you a couple minutes to occupy your mind off of things for a little while.
Yeah, we just want to thank, if there's anybody here from the Philippines specifically, or even El Nido, that is watching and following along and sending us messages and just helping us when we're out and you see us out and around town, because a lot of you know us now. Just thank you for being as nice as you are. It's really made our time here a little bit easier, I would say.
A lot easier, yeah. Not just a little bit easier, way easier.
I know. And if you got this far in the video, why not hit the like button? That really helps us out. Hit subscribe like we said before. There's a bell. If you click that, you'll get notified about our next video. And our favorite part is when you leave us a comment.
Or a question. Leave us a question.
Yeah. So yeah, drop us one of those. And I think we're just going to have to end it here today.
All right, guys, that's it.
From El Nido, wishing you a safe and healthy quarantine.
See you soon.
I'm on my way now.